It's been a very beautiful spring so far. I guess today is officially the first day of summer. It's been absolutely gorgeous here in Newfoundland all spring. We never had much of a winter, wasn't much snow, and we certainly had a lot of sunshine, some blue skies, which is not typical here in Newfoundland. This is our typical weather. Going into May and most of June, it should be rain, drizzle and fog, what we call typical Caplin weather. This is typical Newfoundland. It's the rare and elusive Newfoundland Merpeople. You only see them in the morning after a new blue moon. Pretty rare in these parts. Newfoundland Merpeople. I think I just counted. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. One just put his head right up out the water. Another one right there. Oh, up there, he just popped up again. There's 5 or 6 there. I get the feeling I'm being watched. I don't know if the circus is in town, or if there's a convention. These guys know something's up. Something fishy going on the beach. There's a little trail that runs parallel to the beach. Obviously lots of people are walking back and forth, but I tell you, this trail is just tore up with everything. There's a moose. I think this trail is really popular with all kinds of things. I would suspect this is a coyote highway back and forth along here. I can hear them at night. I think coyotes are walking back and forth along the beach using this trail. This scat is everywhere. If anybody knows what it is, leave it in the comments below. But it is absolutely everywhere. Here's a hint if you haven't figured it out already. Why this batch seemed to come earlier than the rest. But they're coming on time this year. Unfortunately, here in the province right now, the fire ban is still in effect. It was reset yesterday for another week or so. So we're having to bust out the Coleman stove. No campfire cooking this weekend. But we're still smoothing it. Got some water on for coffee. Hash brown's almost done. Bacon's cooked.
You're making us a toaster, honey. See what I can do here.
That's a redneck toaster over there.
When you really don't want to break the yolks in your eggs, just pop them in water.
Hash browns, bacon, poached eggs, and cabin toast. Doesn't get much better than this. Cabin toast is toast that's made over a fire or over a propane stove, and is only toasted on one side. So it's like a toaster setting or a bagel setting on your toaster. But it's crispy on one side, nice and soft on the other. Cabin toast.
We did the eggs in water. Oh yeah. Right? What do you think, hon?
That's about as close to perfection as what you're gonna get.
I'm perfect.
You're perfect.
Are you telling me I'm perfect?
I'm telling you, you're perfect.
We have lots of witnesses.
Perfect husband.
Oh.
Coffee in a Pathfinder cup with just a splash of Bailey's, just for medicinal purposes.
A splash? Define a splash, honey.
A sploosh?
A splash.
About 3 fingers.
It's not a glug, 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 glug.
I just want to make sure that we killed off all the bacteria in the boiled water.
Oh, right. That we brought from home.
Yes. You know how boiled tap water can be full of bacteria.
Uh-huh.
So Bailey's kills off all the bacteria.
That's what you're going with, hey?
It's medicinal Bailey's.
Right.
They carried it on the trail.
Mm-hmm. So Daryl and I got to talking over breakfast. This morning the Caplin were rolling in, not ferociously rolling in, but little schools of them. There's seals offshore fishing. We don't have a net or anything, so we're gonna try our hand on creating one. See how that goes. So right now Daryl's just stringing some bank line in between the legs of our tripod, and we're gonna take it from there and see if try our hand on a new bushcraft idea. It's been done a million times. I've seen it done, but we've never tried ourselves, so let's see how it goes. Are those lark's head, honey?
Some of those are lark's heads, some of those are Prussic knots, and some of them are bull hitches.
We're getting her done.
Just trying to see what's the best. We're really kind of winging this.
Absolutely. See how it goes. Fun project for a day when the sun is breaking in and out.
We don't have a gauge here. I'm just kind of using my finger as a gauge.
It doesn't have to be pretty, it just got to be functional.
I don't know how many strings we should have. So typically when you're making nets like this, you would use a shuttle and a gauge. I'm not using a gauge, I'm not using a wooden gauge, I'm using my left index finger as a gauge. So every time I wrap the ropes around my finger, I'm using that to set the spacing, which means that the holes in the net are twice the size of my finger. So I should be able to get 2 fingers in each one here. Remember now, we're after Caplin here now, which are pretty small. To keep this consistently about 2 fingers in every hole. Honestly, I don't think I'm doing this end right. I don't think that's done perfect, but we're not going to tell the Caplin. So we're making some progress. So this is going to be, we'll say the open end of the net. So this is the closed end of the net, and all of this will form the hoop. So our net will be this deep. When I started this, I thought I overestimated the length, and I thought I was being wasteful on the string. So my next batches of string, I started to make shorter. Now I realized that was a mistake. They should have been longer. So I've just taken some extensions, and I've made just a square knot and added on to give myself some more length, so I can trim this back a little bit. I don't think the Caplin will mind. The Caplin are really like the lemmings of the sea. They're just making a mad dash for the shore. Imagine what it's like on George Street when the lights come on and the doors open up. Everybody just rushes out and grabs the first cab they can find. Caplin are the same way. They're not going to care what net they get into. It doesn't need to be pretty. It just needs to work. I'm hoping that this is not too big. I think this will be fine.
So pretty here this time of year. It's very lush. I'm going to show you where we harvested a lot of our firewood for the first few times we overnighted here. We've never cut down a tree in this area, but this massive one is down, and we have taken every limb and used every bit of this wood in our stove in the tent when we needed it, and then otherwise for campfire. Let's see, it fell naturally. Look how pretty it is though. The ground cover in here. Isn't that gorgeous? Coming for a progress report.
We're getting down to the last of it now. So I've changed my mind. So we're going to I've added on to the strings on this side. So this side is now longer. So this side is starting to taper out. So I'm going to make this end the open end of the dip net, and this will be the bottom closed end of the dip net. So right now, our dip net is, imagine this as being a loop. Not very big. About 10 inches maybe.
It'll do. They're for little fish, and we're not greedy.
We're not greedy.
And we may not see them again.
Well, we'll see. They'll be back. But this is about, it's almost a full roll of bank line down into this.
Well, from our site, there's all these little trails that branch off. It's really ideal. This part of the trail, some folks started developing it. They haven't gotten very far. It's not connected to the East Coast Trail in Newfoundland. It's a different part of the Avalon. I think Daryl came this way. See, they've cleared some. So again, lots of opportunity for firewood that you don't have to cut. I'm seeing a net. You know how I caught Caplin this morning, right? One by one as they rolled on the beach.
So this is where we are so far. I've just taken a Y branch and I used a square lash to tie on this other stick, and then I've got my net is closed up and hanging from the middle. I thought about I could extend my handle if I had to, but Darla says that the Caplin right now are rolling right around her ankles. She figures this will be long enough. Tide is still falling, so we're gonna wait till the tide comes back in again and the Caplin will come with the tide, and we'll give it a shot. Stay tuned. Okay, what are we doing?
So we got some kielbasa and a little bit of ground beef with this interesting pepper. And we got some peppers and a little bit of onion. And I got some naan bread, some pizza sauce. And I think we're just gonna wing it, really. How's that sound?
Winging it.
We're winging it without wings. Winging it with kielbasa. You guys have all heard the song 4 Seasons in One Day. Yeah, I think it was written for Newfoundland. Just look. Just look. This morning I was down here. You couldn't see the end of the beach. Not even close. It was so foggy. And now look what a large day it has become. Absolutely phenomenal. So we got a couple pieces of garlic bread in the pan there. Toast those up. A few onions. And capelin, fresh capelin. Oh my, if only you could smell this. And of course, pepper. That's it. Sweet and simple. Salt, pepper, fresh fish right out of the ocean. Not surprisingly, the fish are breaking up because they're so fresh. But just look. This is gonna be fantastic.
So unfortunately, the tide has gone out and the Caplin still haven't rolled. So Darla saw a few roll. By the time we got the net done, I guess tide started to fall and the Caplin are still there. Gulls and the seals are still around, picking every now and then they find one, but
They're too far offshore. They're not rolling yet.
it could be another day or so, it could be a couple of days. They'll come when they're ready.
Yep.
But unfortunately, we got to pack up and move on. So stay tuned and hopefully we'll find use for the dip net. If not, I'll turn it into a cargo net. Bye, guys.
Good luck.
So can you see England from here? No, but you can see Wales.
Our favorite places. Darla and I worked a full day today. We got here, I don't know, half an hour ago. And I'll show you around. We just finished. You'll see what I mean. Flip you around. How do I do that?